Time for a quick take after agreeing to a buyout with the Houston Rockets. Guard John Wall plans to sign a free agent deal with the LA Clippers, sources told ESPN on Monday. Wall, who was due $47.4 million from the Rockets after exercising the player option for the final year of his contract, agreed to take $6.5 million less to become a free agent, a source told ESPN. Now, Courtney, what is your reaction to this?
Well, it's been a while since we've seen John Wall on the basketball court because of injuries, but I think if he's going in there to compete with Reggie Jackson for the starting point guard spot, that's a big, in creating for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, that could potentially really up what that position has. That position has averaged 3.9 assists per game since those two linked forces. John Wall over the last 5 seasons, 15.5 assists, so big upgrade there.
All right, now Bradley Beal shared the backcourt with John Wall for years in Washington, and Beal is expected to opt out of his current contract with the Washington Wizards this summer and re-sign with the team for a 5-year supermax contract that is worth about $248 million, sources tell ESPN. Amongst other all-stars looking for a possible max contract extension are Zach LaVine and James Harden. Now, Freddie, who is the most deserving of a max deal, Beal, LaVine, or Harden?
I love we play like money with millionaire dollars when it comes to this, like who's deserving of a max deal, because I've always been a big believer if somebody is going to give you a max deal, it's not about deserving, it's about what you can make work for you, what the market's going to bear. But I'm going to say Zach LaVine, and here's why. And that's not to say that Bradley Beal doesn't deserve a max deal. I love watching Bradley Beal's game. I think he's tremendous. But the Bulls have something really potentially special going on here with this basketball team, where you got a Zach LaVine that if he signs the max deal, and it seems like the tea leaves are telling us he's going to do it at the Chicago Bulls. Now you got him, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, Ayo Dosunmu, who was really good in his rookie season. They drafted Dalen Terry, out of Arizona, who can be a combo guard in that backcourt. You don't know what's going to happen with Lonzo Ball, but now you got enough resources that you can fortify that. In an Eastern Conference that keeps getting better and better, a guy like him that can guard 3 different positions in the league and can do that and play to that ability, and they also score from the three-point line, shooting close to 39%, so he's not just a guy that can get to the rim. You put him with that team with a max contract, and coming back from that knee injury, he's going to be fully healthy. That's why I think he's deserving most of the max deal, because his team's in a better position to do some things compared to the Washington Wizards, where Bradley Beal has Kristaps Porzingis, Rui Hachimura, and hoping that Corey Kispert can be better shooting the basketball after his rookie season last year. I think that's why Zach LaVine deserves a max deal. His team's in a better position to do some things. Washington could still be a couple of years away before realizing that with Bradley Beal getting that extension from that basketball team.
The Bulls have no other choice but to give Zach LaVine the max. And I know the knee injury, and this is a playoff team. They made the playoffs. They may have lost to Milwaukee, and that was, a blip on the radar, but they can be a very good team if Zach LaVine can stay healthy. Is he deserving of the max? Yes. Was he going to get it from the Bulls? If he went, was he not going to get it? Was he going to get it somewhere else if he didn't get it from the Bulls? Absolutely. But there's really been no buzz about that, so I fully intend that they will give him the max in Chicago. I get frustrated with the Washington Wizards and with Bradley Beal in this situation because they need to pick a lane.
Okay.
Are you going to build around Bradley Beal? You give him the max. First off, no other team can give him that extra year in 248. So from a money perspective, it makes complete sense why he's going to opt out in order to get the max extension from the Washington Wizards. But what are you? That they straddle this weird line in Washington in the Eastern Conference where, to your point, I agree. They're way down my list of teams that can actually contend in the East. But you give him the max, you actually commit to building around Bradley Beal from here on out. You don't do this thing where it's like trying to get lottery players in the draft and then trying to lure free agents to come play with Bradley Beal. You can't play both sides of the fence here. So go ahead, pick a direction for once. If you're the Washington Wizards, you build around Beal, who I know a lot of people look at this team as a conference finals team. He's probably not a number 1 option on that team. Go ahead and get him some help. Go ahead and, like we were talking about in other circumstances, get somebody who can help what he's doing on the offensive end, where it doesn't feel like it's this disjointed mismatch on the roster. That's the problem that I have with the Washington Wizards. Is Bradley Beal deserving of the max? Yeah, but it's going to be, all the chips now get pushed to the center of the table for this front office to make the right decisions around Brad Beal and what he can bring this team, because they still are a ways away. how many more years are we going to be talking about this? Is Brad Beal comfortable just like being, I mean, he's revered in that town and for that team. He's loyal. He's done a ton of stuff in the community. He's the right guy to give that deal to.
Sure.
But like, let's realize his career as it's happening and not look back and be like, man, I wish they would have done this stuff differently. I mean, he's become a more dominant on-ball player since John Wall left. His three-point shooting leaves a lot to be desired. So like, what can you do to help him once you give him the max? Like, because you're going to invest that much money, Freddie, in Brad Beal, you might as well like see your investment through so you can have some return on your investment by the other pieces that are around him.
Because if you're in the middle, you're nowhere. And you can't be.
And that's where they've been. When is the last time this team won 50 games? Before I was born.
It's been the best moment we've seen from the Washington Wizards was when they took the Boston Celtics to a 7-game series and lost that Game 7 when John Wall and Bradley Beal were doing their thing together. And they haven't been that organization since. And yeah, you could not anticipate that John Wall had that knee injury that would completely sideline him. And when you think about it, derail his career in terms of being that top flight point guard that he was. If he wasn't there, he was pretty darn close to being there. And Bradley Beal has developed into a number one option, not because he's the last guy left, but because he can score the basketball. We seem to be able to do that. But is he enough of a number one option where he can get you through a playoff series if you put pieces around him? Washington seems to be a very tough sell for free agents, where you have to hope that a Kyle Kuzma can be above what you traded for. Kristaps Porzingis washed out the Dallas Mavericks because he and Luka Doncic didn't get along. You open that Hachimura, is going to raise his level, but that's asking a lot for a guy that's right below that lottery, right in that lottery area, but not a top 5, top 3 pick. So if you're the Washington Wizards, what can you sell other than Bradley Beal that's going to entice a free agent, or you got to build through the draft and you got to draft correctly? And the draft has proven to be, especially for them in exact science, trying to find the right pieces.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.